My ring was even fake. I told him, I said, we don't need to get a real ring. I got this 3 years ago. Yeah, we got the real one 3 years ago. Yeah. We've never had a real diamond.
We went to the store and just bought the one for $50, and mine was like, I think it was $30 or $20.
And we've been rocking it for 7 years.
Yes, we put it on, and then you put remember the cutters. You put that, to make it shine.
So, this man, you. Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. We are the Oluwoles. So we're going to be talking today about why we waited 10 years before doing our 10th wedding anniversary. So I'm going to ask my husband from his perspective, since he's the Oga Patapata of them all. Why did we wait 10 years? What were your reasons, despite of the fact that I wanted to do the wedding ASAP? What were your reasons as a man why you wanted to wait?
We waited 10 years to mature more because our desires were not matured. She wanted something, I wanted something, and where we waited 10 years, we get to blend very well. We get to understand each other. We get to know what is priority and what is not priority. Because if we have done what we did now 10 years ago, we'd have wasted resources, one, would have done what people like, one, and then forget about us. We would have not been in the picture. We would have been people's pleaser, family pleaser, friend pleaser, and all those stuff. So as we waited 10 years, we went through 10 years of process, and then 10 years of knowing each other, loving each other, accepting each other, become stronger, and we had one voice. So we waited 10 years also to wait on the Lord for what we have, because marriage is a journey. We get to understand the journey better. So then after the journey, there's jolly. So we have to enjoy life,
Okay, I think my husband is preaching now. I have my own reasons, okay? When we first met, he had just gotten out of a relationship, right?
Yeah.
He was about to be married like 6 months prior. So that means he was ready to do a wedding. But, so I think you need to be more like in detail. Because now you're just preaching to us. Let's not preach. Let's go into the reasons why you're like, okay, we can't do this right now. Because right now you just preached. So let's hear it.
Okay, so I was in a relationship before then, a relationship for I think 2 or 3 years, waiting 6 months. 6 months would have gotten married, and before that, all that went up. So I just didn't want to get married again because I'm just going to serve God. This women thing and married thing is not going to work. It's not my thing. Let me just follow God. And then waiting on the Lord, I get to meet my wife. So at that time, I get to meet my wife, through the prayer line and all that stuff. I believe I still have several things to trash out, because sometimes you say things are not working with somebody. You are yet to learn the lesson. So what are the lessons to be learned at that time so that it doesn't repeat itself in a current marriage? Those are some of the things I waited on: to be patient, to be understanding, to be loving. Sometimes you feel you know what love is until somebody just push your button, and somebody you say you love step on your toe, and then you don't know what patience is all about, what the fruit of the Spirit is all about. So
let me interject. Were you emotionally ready to get married?
Emotionally ready, I would say not 100%.
So why you can't propose?
But I would say emotionally ready. I would not say 100% because I was emotionally ready, but I still was working through my healing process.
Okay.
But I found you, I knew God showed you to me.
Okay.
And I prayed about it. Remember, I took my time to pray about it. And then, so this is what God is saying. I myself, God can say a thing, but you are not fully ready to accept that thing right now. That my body and everything, my spirit, body and soul have to come into everything. Yeah, but the first time I met you, remember I told you I'm giving you my heart, and I was just coming out of some other relationship. But the thing that God was working on is deleting the memories. And
from your ex?
Yes, from the ex.
Okay.
Deleting the bad memories, because memories are something that moves with you from one level to the other. But it gets a time like it fade away because I was embracing the newfound love, which is real, which is what God wants for me. Okay. So in embracing that, the past memory was fading away. The all kind of drama that was in it was fading away. So I know that actually is one reason why.
So you wanted to, so you weren't ready to do a big wedding. You were just ready to get married, but you were not ready to do a big white wedding. Yes. Because you were not 100% sure that you have healed. Would you say that's your number one reason?
That would not be my number one reason. My number one reason was that both of us, our emotion was not, matured enough for what we want. You wanted something really, really big. I wanted something really, really small. Okay. And I was coming from a place whereby, I'm not a kind of, I like to do something so simple. Yes. Simple and just family.
You're conservative.
Yes, I'm meeting a lady that like to do something so flamboyant and so mighty and all that. So putting those two together at the beginning of our marriage, I don't want those fights to be the foundation of it. Okay. So remember I told you, I said we have to wait.
You said something very profound. I remember very well. You said it's either you want a wedding or you want to get married. Marriage.
Yes, I told you.
So, and for me as a woman, let me speak for the women. Financially, right? I know that a lot of women have funded their weddings. Okay. And like I said, this page is going to be very, very open. We're going to be very, very transparent. I had just gotten out of the military and I think I had some money saved up. And my husband had been working, but he stopped working, and then he was trying to process his whole stuff with immigration, and God was taking him in a different direction. Yeah. So if it really came down to it, we would have done the wedding. But one thing that I noticed about my husband is that he was very less focused on the marriage, not the wedding. Yeah. It's either you want me, because I know you can afford the wedding right now, but I'm not going to let you. That's why I wanted him to say all these things. But he's not saying that, so I'm going to just say it. He said, I know you can do the wedding. You have the money, but I want to be the one to do this for you. So even if you have the money to do it, we're not doing it because I'm not ready. So it's either you decide whether you want the marriage
or the marriage.
Right. So his thing was he wasn't financially ready, but he knew he wanted to be with me. And for the women that feel like they can sponsor a wedding and marry themselves, don't do it. Because there is something about a man taking his pride and coming to you to be the one to fund something. Not saying that they would 100% fund it, but they want to participate in the whole celebration. So one, I know that financially he wasn't.
Yeah, then I wasn't ready.
Yeah, financially he wasn't ready. And I had to respect that as a woman. Because a lot of us women, we don't, and we try to force things. And the more we force things, we emasculate men, and then it almost feels like you want to control things. So I think for me, our reasons were, one, financially, he wasn't ready, and what I wanted, he said he couldn't give me what I wanted. The second thing I will say is that he brought up a good point about him coming from a relationship where he was going to get married 6 months prior, and I just came out from an engagement that I pretty much had like a I think 1 year old son.
6 months.
We met when my son was 6 months old, and then so I was also coming from a relationship. So of course I think we needed healing, and I think the Holy Spirit really needed to process us, right? Because I was stuck in my ways. Remember, I grew up in the United States. I've been here for over 30 years. He had been in the States maybe like 10.
Yeah, and now he's staying.
Okay, he had been in the States 10 years at that time, so our mentality was very different. So I think for me, I had to respect that, because I realized that we didn't want to enter a marriage with they call it busy, but busy means
debt.
We didn't want to start a marriage with debt, right? And then I just really, really knew that from my past relationships, I had been controlling. It's what I want. It's what I want. Because I want it and I can afford it, we're going to do it. Like, that's not going to work in a marriage. So we had to start off with me allowing him to lead. So the first two reasons I would say is financially and emotionally. I feel like I wasn't mature, and I needed to submit for the first time to the authority figure of the house, which is my husband. So I had to, just let him tell us what to do, and then we did it. So
when we talk about marriage, what people don't really understand is this. You may be ripe for marriage, but marriage takes maturity. And sometimes you may feel you are matured until you get to some kind of mess in marriage that you have to mold somebody. And because we tend to mold, we have molded each other for the past few years.
Yeah.
There are things you do that have, we have to crack it down and then start molding it again. And the things I do that we have to crack it down. So it comes about, it's all about molding each other. It's all about maturity. So when we met, years were good for marriage. God said, this is it. It's like when God said Jesus Christ is the Savior of the world. And then Jesus had to go through 30 years of getting matured in this earthly form, in going through the process. And so that was one of my reasons. Maturity, I would say 2M, maturity and money. At that time, I was telling you, if we do this, we are going to owe a lot of people. We're going to have, because what you want, though you have money saved now, but we will need extra money coming to be able to take care of it. So we shouldn't start our marriage with debt. Why we start with debt? I say, we should wait till the time we're going to have enough, and then we celebrate it, and we know we are already balanced.
And also, sorry to cut you off. And also, I don't want to forget. One thing that really stuck out to me, I would say this right now, 10 years later, I am so glad I listened to my husband. I am forever grateful that the stubbornness in me did not succumb, because I have noticed that the more we waited, the more we merged. The more we understood each other's flaws, the more we understood each other's weaknesses and their strengths, the more I think our love even grew more. So when we did our wedding last month, November, it was pretty much a celebration of the fruits of what we have bared in this marriage. So, and I believe that if we had done the wedding back then, the fear is what if, and most people stay in marriages because they have done such an elaborate big wedding and the whole world knows they're married. So if they're having issues of, abuse or cheating or, all these issues that would cause some people to separate, they'll be like, well, people already know I'm married, so I'm just going to stay there. But for us, we
fought through it. We fought, we reconciled, we've done everything, we've seen everything. So we just know we are stuck.
We are stuck together.
So that is why, and before you go front, we fought the battle before we came from.
Yes, before we came
people want to come forward and show the world everything, whereby they don't know how to fight the battle during or before or after. So there's what they call battle before the wedding, battle during the wedding, and battle after the wedding. So for the 10 years we have learned how to fight together, know that we are in it together, we are confronting life situation together, we are supporting each other, and it's all about us enjoying,
and not even family
anymore, and whereby we just inviting family to come and enjoy celebrate with us. But it's just all about what we want. And we have gotten to the place whereby we've actually built some things. We have structure. Because then we didn't really have structure. You are coming with your own structure. I'm coming on with my own structure. And those two structures, if we put them together, they will be something else. So we have actually destroyed all our both structure, and now we now have another structure, because when there's no structure, there'll be destruction. At that time, our structures were not really matured, because the reason for our structures sometimes are selfish. Oh, I want this, you want that. Oh, we have this structure, so it's not really what is good for us. And then we now have kids, so we went through the period of being able to train up not only our first son but the others also. So we've gone through process in different kind of way.
And we still have a long process to go, but for the most part, I think we have really connected and just.
And that is it, the word connected. We have really connected to be able to come forward
and build
together and celebrate. So when we look back 10 years, it's like going to our school. So we say we've gone through the school for 10 years, and we also have many other years to go through. So because life is in stages, so I believe we've went through the first 10 years of the stage of marriage, and so we felt it's time for us to thank God for going through those 10 years.
Yes.
So that is what we did. Thanking God is not just a showcase of us. It's thanking God. That's why when you come into, for those that attended, when you come in, you see Jesus is Lord. He has become Lord in our life, whereby when we judge a case in our marriage, what is Jesus saying about it? He became the Lord over us, because he's the example of love. You know, so if you want to learn love, you can't learn love more than the source. The source is God, because God is love. And so it has become our Lord and our Savior in every decision. Not that what we actually want, but what does the Lord want, and we are just logging into it and to blend, you know.
Yeah. And I'll also say that, and we don't want to make the videos too long. Of course, we're going to cover so many things on our channel about, the struggles we went through, the infertility issues we had, and, financial issues we had, ministerial challenges we had, business challenges we had. So there's so many things we're going to cover. But I think what has really stuck to me, and the reason why I'm so happy, is that we waited to do our wedding. Another reason is we were able to build assets, right? We own a lot of homes. We have tenants in our homes. Our main, income source is real estate, and we've been able to build an empire that is working for us. And I think that if we had done an elaborate wedding, because our wedding, it was expensive, but it was our taste. My husband would say it was my taste, but don't mind him. He's very happy how it turned out. Am I right?
Yeah, sure.
Are you sure?
You had a plan, and I'm just there, the other side of the brain. So this is it. We've got to understand ourselves that when we come to doing things like that, you can put her in managing that.
Yes.
When it comes to handling finances
and details, he's very detail oriented.
I'll be in charge of that. Thinking 360 about a situation. So when it was time for fun, we release it to her, and I let her just tell us what to do, and we become one. So what gives her joy gives me joy, because when she's happy, I'm happy, and when I'm happy, she's happy. So at that time, we know that, okay, who is going to make this thing that will suit everybody? So she had to be the boss at that time.
And I think also, so we just to give a breakdown. So of course, finances is one major one. 2 is us really bonding and knowing each other way better before making it so public. 3 is taking care of our foundation. Spiritually, our foundation needed to be on point, so that we are fighting this battle of really staying together and sticking together, because the Lord is the third person in the fire. I mean, the fourth person in the fire in our marriage, but of course for us is the third person. And then also I would say that we were able to build assets, because the goal for us is doing the work of the Lord. And doing the work of the Lord, our first ministry is our marriage, and it's our home. So we have established certain rules and regulations that have been working for us. And I think that if we had done the wedding when we just met, to the standard that we wanted it, or I wanted it, quote unquote, we would have started a marriage with debt, and that would have caused so many issues that we won't even give ourselves a chance to grow in an organic manner, because we're already starting out with so many issues. Trust me, marriage and finances, that's another topic for another day. Trust me, it's a big deal. So for people that are just starting off and they don't know that, they will have issues in their marriage. So I think for us, we're able to build some assets by just doing things very intimate. We literally, somebody was talking about me to someone, and the gossip came to my ear that I used my friend's, I was part of a wedding, and I wore this dress for my friend. I was a maid of honor for my friend, and I wore the same dress for my court wedding. And they were like, why couldn't she just get another outfit? Look, don't worry about all that. There's a time for everything. One thing I know is that when you're found the person that God has ordained for you, it doesn't matter how small you do it. As long as you're doing it together, that's what matters. So finances was an issue. We had not grown to know each other. Maturity, we had not grown the way we should. And we needed to take time. And then 3, we needed to build assets. And 4, I believe that we just needed to know that this is for us and not for the whole world. So those are our reasons. Did I miss anything?
I believe that is it. And I'll just tell us a quick story.
Okay.
Not only that you were borrowing, you used the dress you used in the wedding
Uh-huh.
for a court signing.
Oh yes.
I borrowed my
necklace,
my bead.
Yeah, the beads.
In the traditional, I was borrowing the bead. The bead was not mine.
Yes.
And many things I put on was not mine. So can you imagine, we're just faking it, and that is how some people start. When
yes,
they
fake it.
So I was like, we just have to be real. Let's wait.
Yeah.
Until we're not faking it and we're there.
Yeah. And we did it in my mom's basement. Like we had a traditional in my mom's basement, very intimate. And I think it was the best thing. Like the gilly I had on was one of my really good friends gave it to me. She had done her own wedding. She brought like the whole Yoruba thing, and I had it on. And when we look back today, we're just like, God, it's been you all along, you know? And I just really thank God that for the women that might have finances, put in place, don't take away the man chasing you. Don't take that responsibility away from the man. Like, allow him to chase you and do what is right. Because there's nothing more wonderful than a man working for the woman that he loves. And I think most women have taken that opportunity away from men because they're just so ready to get married. And my ring was even fake. I told him, I said, we don't need to get a real ring. I got this 3 years ago. Yeah, we got the real one three years ago. Yeah. We've never had a real diamond.
We went to the store and just bought the one for $50, and mine was like, I think it was $30 or $20.
And we've been rocking it for 7 years.
Yes, we put it on, and then you put remember the cutters. You put that, to make it shine.
So this man, So the ring that he bought me, I mean, these are real things that people don't talk about, but I want you guys to understand that what matters is you and him. So I actually I saw something on YouTube how you can put like clear nail polish on it and it won't fade away. And I was doing that. Like every 3 months I would change my ring and I would put clear nail polish on it, and he'd be like, oh, this one is pretty, babe. And we'll just rock it till we have the money to get a real one.
Yes.
And that worked out.
So just find who you love and enjoy. Loving is living, and the key to marriage is the love.
Yeah.
You shall leave everything. You may have money before you get married. Don't let that come into your marriage. You may have some kind of mentality. It's all the centerpiece of it. The sinecure of it is the love that you have to focus on, and then you begin to nurture the love. You begin to live in the love. Then all other things will fall in place. Yeah. And that is it. Then you get matured, and then you get into the place of manifestation. Yeah. I believe that is our story for now.
That's our little story for now. I mean, we don't want to make the video too long, so let us stop here, and then we would do more recordings, and of course we would share more stories with you guys.
All right, stay tuned.
Stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share with someone. God bless you.
God bless you. Mwah.